Hi, welcome to my review of the LG 43-inch Ultra HD 4K TV with built-in Freeview, FreeSat HD and Freeview Play. What is 4K? Well, 4K is effectively 4 times the amount of pixels as a standard HD TV. Now the TV is also a smart TV. That's mainly thanks to LG's built-in Web OS operating system. This is again thanks to the fact that the TV has built-in Wi-Fi. It also does have a LAN connection if you wanted a cable connection into the TV. And with a Web OS system, that does mean that you can do things like download apps from the LG content store. There's some pre-installed apps which I'll show you about in a few moments. You can also browse the internet as well. There's a built-in web browser in there. You can look at videos and pictures, both via a USB stick if you've got one, or equally if you've got a modern day smartphone, you can also stream those pictures from your smartphone straight to your TV. Likewise the videos as well as music as well, so it does play music as well, again via USB, removable USB media hard drive, as well as on your phone as well. One of the other things that this TV does come with, compared to some of the other TVs in the actual series, is a magic remote. Now this magic remote, I'll show you a close up in a second, does have a scroll wheel which makes you go up and down in channels, as well as choosing selections, but it's also a point and click mouse. You can see on the screen now I'm just moving around the remote and you can see the little mouse pointer there. So it does mean that in some cases if you wanted to, let's say, bring up the different options, you can scroll along them. Equally, you do, for those of you that probably haven't got as much of a steady hand, I know it does take a bit of getting used to, you can still use the left, right, up, down buttons as well. So again, it's there for your preference, but personally I do find the scroll wheels pretty good. The one thing I would mention with the mouse, although it works with the native apps within the TV, things like, let's say, your Sky or Virgin or any other cable providers, the actual mouse itself pointing and clicking doesn't work, so you do have to revert back to the up, down, left, right buttons to do those ones. Also on the remote there's some direct access apps, so you've got things like your Netflix button, your Amazon Prime button, you've also got your home button, which again I've showed you just a second ago brings up your native apps on there. Some of these have been downloaded from the LG content store, some of them are already pre-installed on there, so you've got things like Netflix, YouTube. I downloaded YouTube for kids because I've got children in the house. You've got your iPlayer, ITV Hub, your 4, Demand 5, you've got Now TV and Amazon Prime as I mentioned. You've also got things like the LG content store, which I'll just click on now. So the LG content store will be a place where you can download some of the apps and other sort of on-demand videos. Now what I would say is typically the more well-known apps are already pre-downloaded on your TV for when you open it out of the box. There are some other apps. I've downloaded a couple. Some are good, some are pretty awful if I'm honest. But equally, you'll get that with any smart TV. In terms of the TV itself, setup wise, setup was really simple. Probably took about 15 minutes from box to fully set up, and that means the satellite box I've got was connected to the TV. The remote itself also doubles up as a universal remote, so you can see here that I'm actually controlling the satellite box using this remote. That includes things like going to the TV guide, pausing, recording, things like that. So yeah, it probably took about 15 minutes. The one, bugbear I did have is when setting it up. For a start, you do need a screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver to set it up, but equally in order to attach the stand, you do need to lie the TV on a flat surface and almost hang it off the edge so you can fit the stand on there comfortably enough. On hindsight, you could probably lay it on your settee, maybe, could be a good idea, but of course, being a typical excited person, I wanted to get the TV out and get it working. I then had to clear the dining room table in order to make some space for me to actually screw on the back panel. In terms of the connection points, It's got 4 HDMI connectors on the back, which are really handy, 2 USB ports as well, and it's got your satellite in for your FreeSat HD, and obviously your RF in for your Freeview HD and your Freeview Play. I guess another development point for the TV itself is with the previous TV, which was just a HD TV, I had the ability to stream straight from my tablet to the TV. Very easy, very sort of simple. There was no additional softwares needed to be installed on either TV nor iPads or mobile devices. I could just stream a movie that I'd got on my tablet straight to the TV. Unfortunately with this one, so far, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't found a way of doing it. There are a couple of third-party apps you can download from the LG Content Store. If I'm honest, they're not the greatest. Some of them are, you then have to download another app onto your tablet, and equally that app on your tablet, then to access all the features you have to pay for that. So a little bit disappointed if I'm honest. I would have thought that a TV of this quality should be able to stream, but in terms of the actual TV itself, the pitch is absolutely cracking. I have watched a couple of 4K movies on YouTube, or 4K clips on YouTube should I say, as well as the mentioned at the beginning, the iPlayer do the Ultra HD trial of Planet Earth. I've watched the clip of that and absolutely looks amazing, so I really can't wait for more and more 4K TV to come out, because this TV, although I'm not going to be watching lots and lots of 4K at the moment, is a future-proof TV. The fact that you can download apps onto it, the fact that it's got the WebOS system in it, the fact that it's already got the 4K Ultra HD capability in there, it's got 4 HDMI cables, so I'm not going to run out of space for that. It's got the 2 USB ports, it's also got the ability to plug in movies in there via the USB ports. It really is the future-proof TV, so I'm really excited to be using it and continue to use it. Okay, so this is the remote, as I was talking to you about earlier, the Magic Remote. As you can see, it's got a Netflix button there. It's also got the Amazon Prime button. It even has a digital zoom on there, so if you wanted to zoom in on a clip on the TV, you can zoom in. This is the scroll wheel I talk about, that changes the channels or changes options. You've got the home button there, which brings up your apps. You've even got a voice recognition button. Now what you can do with the voice recognition button, very much like a smartphone, you can click on it, speak into your remote just here, and it'll bring up any suggestions it finds on any of the apps or channels you've got. So if, let's say I said please play Orange is the New Black, it would come up as saying it's available on Netflix, do you want to play it? Now obviously you have to have the subscriptions for the different services to be able to actually go through and play them, but it's a very clever function anyway. You've also got the set-top box power on and off, as well as your standard other power buttons and your normal channel ups, volume ups, but it's a really smart remote. It feels really nice in your hand as well, so it's not clunky or big. What I'll do in a second is I'll just talk you through some of the different apps that are on there, just so you can get a feel for how the actual interface works. So if we do a bit of a close-up now of the TV, you can see at the moment I am wiggling the Magic Remote and you can see the pointer there. If I press the home button, it brings up my different apps. The big screen there, the Netflix, is what your recent one was on. Then you've got your set-top box. You've got your channels up and down. So if I go back onto the home button, so again, you've got things like your YouTube, your iPlayer, your Channel 5s, on demands, your Now TVs. As I said to you, you've got the content store there. You've also got things like your web browser. So if I go to the web browser now, and you can go to, let's say, a web page there. If I just press the back button and go to, let's say, the BBC homepage, you can see pretty good content really, in terms of actually, again, this is coming to you in HD, so the actual screen itself is really crisp and clean, the words are really clean, so you're not sort of squinting to see what the words say. Again, you can use the scroll wheel, which means you can scroll up and down very easily. If I just come back out of that one, go back into my apps, scroll across, so for example If I wanted to go to videos and photos, there's some sample photos on here I believe, so we can just have a look at them here, and again it just gives you an idea of the crispness of these pictures, and I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's absolutely crystal clear. And if you just move across there, so you can do this with your mobile phone, with your tablets, with your smartphones, where you can actually stream the photos straight direct to your phone and straight direct to the TV, so you can play them in a slideshow as well, and you can just go through them like that. Now you can move these around as well, so if the ones that you don't use, for example I don't use the live TV one because we've got satellite, you can move them right to the back so they are out your way, and keep it very simplified for your own viewing on that basis. In terms of the settings, you've got a couple of options. You've got the simple settings where you press the setting button, and along the right hand side of the TV, as you can see I'm scrolling down now, you can go into your different settings on a basic level. Equally, you can go to all settings, and what that will do is that will bring up your large settings. So you can do things like turn on an option called eye comfort mode, so the colour temperature is automatically adjusted to reduce your eye strain. You can, in sound mode, there's the ability to actually magic sound tuning it's called, so it'll actually determine the acoustics of your room via the remote, and then work out what the optimum sound is for the type of room you're in. You've got various different program tune options, network, how you connect into the network, general options, so again you can turn on eco mode, you can turn on and off the standby light, you've got the settings help if you want. You can also download an app for your smartphone which allows you to control the TV via an interactive remote control. So pretty handy if, like us, your family all have battles for the remote control. You can then download the app on your phone and do the remote control from your app on your phone. Again, just looking at the speed of when you go into some of these apps, which is one of my really positive points, is the speed of how it does things is incredibly quick. So as you've seen now, I've just gone into YouTube Kids. Let's swip over and go into just normal YouTube. You know, obviously it's pretty much the same time as you'd expect from any kind of fast modern day PC or computer. Incredibly quick, incredibly simple. I'm now playing a 4K video clip. Again, I'm not sure whether you can pick this up via the video, but the quality is absolutely epic. So that is the LG 43-inch Ultra HD 4K TV. One last thing to mention, I'd just like to thank the team at AO.com. Absolutely flawless service as always. I've had quite a few products now from AO.com, and each time I never fail to be impressed by their customer service. That goes straight from the telephone call centre, from the internet, through to their delivery drivers as well, and also after sales service as well. I've had to call on them once, but equally, you know, it was absolutely no problem, seamless. We placed the item very quickly. So in terms of the service, you can pick your delivery day. You'll then send a text message on the day just to confirm what time, or sort of an approximate time of what they'll be looking to arrive in. So it means that you're not stuck in all day hoping that they do turn up. You actually know they're going to come, and you know what time they're going to come. If things change, they do give you a call, or they do ring you up and say, are you available a little bit earlier? So again, they are always keeping you in the loop. Really friendly when they turn up, you know, carry things into where you want them to be, and leave you happy with the product. So thank you to the guys at AO.com, both for the TV and also for the continued fantastic service. See you soon. Bye.